I'm not fully sure how good this is going to look. I think if I move this to about here, when you guys see me, yeah, you'll see this little chat window. That works. But anyways, we're going to do some coding today. So let's have some fun. I'll keep this window small like that. Okay. So basically what I'm working on is a mod for 7 Days to Die. Man, I have a lot of windows that I can just close. Just a bunch of random clipboards. I might as well save that, but I'm going to close it out. What? Just save it. Why did you say that? Weird. Yep. So many open windows. Okay. Now, there's a couple of key areas that I need to look at. GitHub, Zachary, and I'm calling this Synergy Project, right? And what I'm doing is these initial zombie designs. I'm trying to make the construction zombie to start. And because we're like literally just starting, I'm being inspired by the mod pack of Darkness Falls. Oh, this is... I closed the Darkness Falls one. Whoops. Oh, here, I can fix that real quick. We can go to Downloads, Darkness Falls, and we can go to this directory. So what you're going to see here is on both of these, right, we have mods and 7 Days to Die. And in mods, you have 0, sphere. This uses sphere core on number 2, but you can see these are almost identical on both of these. And I think I can literally just copy this as part of the core of my system. In fact, I'm going to add a to Harmony core to the repo and basically copy this data. I'm imagining these are both very similar. Oh, I don't want you to open this like that. Open in here. Fine. Okay. So let's make a temp directory real quick. We'll add that to the git ignore. And we'll reveal this in Finder. Okay. So in this temp directory, I'm going to go ahead and extract both of these folders on the root here. So this is Day of the Dead. Right? We're going to extract all this. Boom. And then this is Darkness Falls. And again, we're going to go to the root. Extract all this. These are two overhaul mods that are, pretty significant, but the key element I'm after for now is just having a directory I can refer to and see how these mods work. So, for example, Darkness Falls and Day of the Dead. This is taking a little bit longer to extract. We'll wait a second. So what I want to do is compare how the mod infos differ for this Harmony inclusion, because I looked at Harmony prior to this, and what Harmony is, it's a DMT-based system that lets you do injections to Unity games, essentially. So, if we look at Harmony's mod info, because both of them have it in their sphere core, you can see here that these are identical. The slight difference in value of versioning. And this is a class mod for Spear Core. What I'm going to go ahead and do, just copy this, put it in as Harmony Core, and make a new mod info XML, like so. Now I'm using Darkness Falls. Oh, I'm using Day of the Dead, because look, the Day of the Dead's newer. All right, so let's do some more comparisons on what exactly is changed with each of these. So block placeholders is adjusted on both. Again, let's do a comparison. These look identical. So whatever the Day of the Dead one has, we'll just go ahead and copy this file and put it into my new mod one. Let's go ahead and make a new directory real quick. Here. So, projects, synergy, mods, Harmony Core, config. We paste in block holders. Because apparently this is not even changed. Really? I wonder if I have an audio. Am I listening to myself somewhere? Or... Oh, look, this is why. Thank you for that. This can be disabled. And my audio filter... Yeah, I got all the compressor and stuff copied over. Thank you, Jessica. I imagine that was quite annoying. Cool. So now that we've got block placeholders copied, we can move over to the next one. The reason that happened is I'm using a new scene. So you can see here I have, like, this is going to be Inception over here. But on the left, I've scene collections. And I wrote a new one called 7 Days Modding. And all I'm doing is just capturing my entire screen and then my Elgato capture for, webcam. So, yeah. Anyways, back to this. As we can see here, again, these volume values are almost identical. This one actually removes house front door, oddly. This one does not. So there are some differences. Food spoilage, tool belt, backpack, those all look the same. This looks like mod stuff. Interesting. For the time being, I'm just going to copy over You're all good. Thank you for lurking. Have fun watching the movie. Which movie are you watching? Anyways, blocks we can copy over. The new Halloween remake. Ooh, spooky. You'll have to let me know how it is. I'm not a huge spooky movie fan. I'll watch them, but... Well, it's technically not Halloween till next month. So... You're like, shh, that's sacrilege. All right, so in buffs, interesting. Template buff for an NPC to go gather random loot items for you. Interesting. I'm not fully sure what this is doing. but we'll copy the Darkness Falls version of buffs because it's more generic. Okay. Next is items. So this is for the bandits, undead, reset faction schematic. These are pretty much identical. A little bit more, but you know what? We can just do items based on Darkness Falls for now. I don't think there's anything custom in here. Maybe, but we'll see if it breaks. Now localization. Both of these are pretty much identical. I'll just copy, again, localization from Darkness Falls. Okay, quests. So in quests, Sphere 2 adds a go to point of interest test, a rally point, a fetch from container, stay within, return to NPC, and interact with NPC. These look pretty much identical, so we're just gonna copy it. It should be relatively safe too. Cool, so we're done with config. Next is Harmony. Well, actually there's XUI stuff. Let's make sure those are referred. Interesting, so XUI, oh wait, that's not it. XUI, window target bar. This is what allows you to see health of targets. I don't actually mind that, I think, if that's what this is. This one adjusts how lockpicking works, it looks like. And yeah, they do lockpicking hacks. So let's copy XUI from Darkness Falls. I'm cool with that. Like so. All right. Now we can move on to Harmony, which there are a number of changes in Harmony for both of these. So this is loading patch. Yeah, this does this declaration is like the only difference, but this looks like a generic always needs to be called code. So let's make a Harmony folder. I'm honestly tempted just to copy all of this real quick. Like so. And we can do some quick compares, I think. Because a lot of this looks like base kind of hooks. Yeah, for the time being, even though I'm using the wrong version, which I might need to fix that actually. So let's do this. Is the version baked into the binary? No. Slacker. All right, well, let's copy that over real quick. Hopefully I don't get an issue. I might, but whatever. Okay. So that gives us Sphere 2 Core Harmony. Prefabs. Apparently it adds some caves and stuff. Is this also on this one? Yeah. I think we're just safe to just copy this over. Mods, Harmony. Let's just copy both of these to here. I think it should be relatively safe. Because prefabs are just reference prefabs that are added, and so is resources. So we've added some like smoke particles and stuff, which I'm assuming is a debugging thing for Sphere. So works for me. Okay. So in theory, I just added Harmony Core. Wait, why did I call it Harmony Core when it's called Sphere Core on this? Let's call it Sphere 2 Core, I guess. Sphere II Core. If it'll rename. What? It's not liking me calling that. Must be that the folder's open somewhere. Sphere 2 Core. Or it double renamed. Hello. No worries. Guess I should double check my Twitch is working fine. Go to my live dashboard. It says I got 3 viewers. It looks like I'm live. Does, yeah, I look good. It's all you, derp. Okay. So, with that in mind, we've now got Sphere 2 Core working, potentially. The rest of these are all custom editions, which I don't care about right now. All the rest of this, I just want to see if I can get Sphere 2 Core to load. I'd also like to see if I can get like the splash screen hacks to work, which Day of the Dead, I don't even know how they're making that work. There's also this Zero Harmony file, which I'm guessing has not been touched on either of these copies. So let's do that actually. So 7 Days to Die data is a folder that needs to be added here. And you can see DMT and mods is loaded here, and assembly C# and mods are the newest files. So if I had to guess, Darkness Falls will have the same kind of thing. So his is compiled so that all 4 of them are the same date. This also for the date created? Yeah, well, date created is just when I copied it. Okay, so this means chances are DMT and Zero Harmony are as is, but assembly C# and mods is the recompiled binary that everything's going on. When Twitch don't work, switch to YouTube. That's the way to do it, Josh. Darkness Falls icon is appearing like so. Let me see if I can add the splash screen changes and where that would be. Game panel header. I remember doing this actually recently. What language is the mod coded in again? So it's a mix. A lot of it's actually XML changes via XPath, but other things are in C#. This is basically Unity, but reverse engineered is how these mods work. I'm going to look for Splash. Nothing. Is there a Darkness Falls or a PNG? No. A JPG? Some of the prefabs use JPG, but yeah. Here's Darkness Falls logo, which is interestingly not. It's an at file mods E0 Darkness Falls core UI main menu Darkness Falls logo.png. This texture though is part of XUI's windows.xml, right? If we go back to, and this is in the core, so what we're going to want is in our core, in config, we want to have an XUI windows as well. XUI windows. Good question. So for the time being, I'm first just wrapping my head around how the modding works. I'm going to try to enable it so that I can do the reverse assembly fun stuff, where I basically take the source code and like override certain functions. I think one of the first features I'm going to work on is adding a new AI system for the construction zombies. I figure that's a kind of smaller scope attempt. And what I mean by AI is currently all zombies use pathfinding to figure out the destination point. I want to see if I can hack construction workers alone, where they will just do a Z run, or like, a linear run to you, not use any pathfinding. And if there's any obstruction in the way, they just attack it. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to slow down construction workers. I'm going to make them more rare, but I'm going to make them do significant damage to any block that might be hindering their path. So they are just, point A to point B destruction zombies now. So they're not as threatening to you as a player, because all you have to do is put something between you and they'll just beat on it. However, because they do so much damage to blocks, they're going to be basically like battering rams. You know what I mean? Especially during a horde night, you'll want to pick them off because they will destroy your base and give new paths for the other zombies to attack with. So generally speaking, that's what I'm going to do with a lot of the zombies, is create new behaviors just to spice things up. Even using just vanilla models and stuff, I want to make the zombies more interesting, or like how you react to different zombies. Some other ideas I've kind of been throwing around that I might work on after that is things like the nurse zombie will actually heal allied zombies. So when you're fighting and you're shooting the different guys, the nurse zombie will cause other zombies to regenerate health, kind of like how radiation works, but it'll be more like an instant heal ply thing. I thought that'd be kind of fun. So then you're like, well, killing nurses is a good idea, because if you leave them alone, they will cause all the other zombies to be harder to kill. Just kind of that whole thought process, I think, sounds a lot more fun. One of the issues I have, even when I increase the difficulty, is zombies are very predictable, and they're very, cookie cutter between each type. So just taking a little bit of time and kind of adding a little creativity to each one is going to make you go into a situation where there's like 5 zombies and you're like, okay, I see a construction zombie, a nurse zombie, and a military zombie. Well, I know that, the nurse zombie is going to heal. That's not as big of a deal. I got to make sure the construction zombie isn't getting too close to stuff, because he'll start beating it down. So he might be priority. You see what I mean? And things like the military zombie. An idea I had for him was he would actually recruit zombies. So, I'm still, it's a little bit more advanced. We'll see how the coding works. But what I'm thinking is, whenever a military zombie is in a area, he just does his normal thing. He'll come over and attack you, right? Predictable. And they're kind of tough. But what I want to do is turn him into what I call like a commander zombie. What that is that any other zombie within a radius will have a pulse check. And if they see a commander zombie, they all gravitate to the military zombie. And why that's different is, instead of like all zombies just beelining for you, these zombies will first path towards the commander zombie. And then once they all clump together, they will all execute the same AI of whatever the commander zombie does, right? So he kind of creates a mini army and causes them to clump a little bit better. So like if they're beating on a wall, instead of that spread problem where you have like 10 zombies hitting 10 different spots on a wall, if there's a military zombie, they'll all congregate and focus fire a single spot. That's kind of the idea. I thought that would be an interesting twist. So just in general, each zombie will have little quirks like that that'll just make it just a little harder. And just interesting how things unfold just based on the AI hacks. So I figure that's kind of easier to work on initially because all I have to do is look for a specific entity type and then, hijack the AI to do specifically new behaviors. I don't have to worry about as much XML editing and whatnot, which is kind of annoying. The other thing, because, I'm calling it synergy. The word synergy just implying like collaboration, teamwork and whatnot. And I figured adding in those AI behaviors kind of causes a synergy system, right? Because they kind of work together. Another one I was thinking of is the biker zombies. They like to be in gangs. So kind of similar to the commander zombie where, they congregate. Biker zombies are attracted to other biker zombies. And once 3 biker zombies get near each other, they become a biker gang. And they have like a boost to movement speed. So not always will a biker zombie come straight for you. Every tick as they're kind of pathing towards you, if they see another biker zombie within a radius, they will intentionally path towards each other with the idea that once 3 hit, they all start running. So they get a movement boost for having 3 biker zombies. So what's the woe about, Platinus? Oh, was the focus effect going crazy or something? Work message, fun times. Man, it's having some issues with focusing on me. I think it's because I'm not centered. I don't know. It seems to be okay. Worst case, I can turn it to manual focus and do it by hand, but yeah, we'll give it a bit. Move that down a little. Okay. So back to coding. We've discovered that the center menu UI, which is here's the custom logo mod for Darkness Falls, right? These other window elements, I don't think I need to bother with, like the message box system. Yeah, this is my my GH5, which is known to have focus woes, which it's actually, I noticed it's focusing out a lot. Let me turn it to manual real quick. All right. So something. All right, get out of autofocus. Something like that. Am I crisp? I think I'm in focus. Can we get a zombie that can death grip the player? Oh, man. So you make like a slow zombie, and then the moment it gets into melee range and takes one swing at you, it does like crazy damage. Is that what you mean by death grip? I'm actually curious. Are you talking more like... Yeah, so I don't know. It'd be fun to test, but I don't know if any zombies currently manipulate the location of a player. Like, I don't know if there's any mechanic right now that does yoinking. Or if you remember Left 4 Dead, one of the zombies on there had it stuck out its tongue and grabbed you and like lassoed you. and then you became disabled until an ally comes and helps you by shooting the tongue or the the spider or the zombie or whatever type it was. That could be an option too to kind of do what you're saying. So you basically get disabilitated. You become inhabilitated, or what is that word? Incapacitated. I don't know. Until somebody else comes over and assists you. That could be nasty. But again, I don't know how crazy the mods will let you get with all right. I'm probably gonna take my sorcery mod, which I think I still have the code for, right here. I forget what my branch was called, but a shield zombie frontal damage reduction. That is a possibility. Yeah, so this has a sorcery logo as well. What I'm probably going to do is take this instead. Because if I remember right, sorcery, we don't need a loom spinning wheel. We don't need an alchemy station. We don't need any of this. We don't need input, fuel, tools, info, or ice. And we don't need any of the fire. Here's the pause menu override. Here's the logo. And see, what it's doing is it's using mod folder instead of the baked binary, which I think is literally just resources. Sorcery logo. No? Textures. Sorcery. Something I've been having happen lately is my images don't show anymore. I don't know what I broke. But yeah, you can see here, sorcery textures, sorcery logo. Sorcery logos is in textures. Sorceries is the mod. So in this case, it's Synergy Core. So in theory, I can put textures. And for the time being, I'll just use the sorcery logo because I can replace this one to get this all sorted. As far as a shield zombie with massive frontal damage reduction. So one thing they currently added to the game, which is kind of cool, is they do have armor. And certain mobs, like if you hit them with, they have a helmet, causes a metal tink sound and makes them like super resilient to damage. One thing I would love to see like down the road is it's very predictable currently. All zombies have headshot weakness. But the problem is because every zombie has headshot weakness, there's no like variety to that. It would be kind of cool, like you said, to have a back, weakness. So the whole front, head to bottom, is actually quite resilient to damage, like a huge reduction. But if you can get behind them in any way, shape, or form, or even get them to turn, you'll do more damage. Or maybe a zombie where if you can remove a limb, they're more likely to die. So like you can hit their head a lot and potentially not decapitate them. But if you go for like their legs, you could do more damage or something. I don't know. I'm still, considering how to potentially do that. Anyways, so this is the sorcery logo. There's this compatibility patch. I don't know what those are. I'm also just going to take out the disclaimer, and there's the logo menu, which is this. I don't think I need these in-game things. I also don't think I need the menu buttons. And I'm not going to bother with the support. The version number I'll keep in there. This is mainly so I have an easy heads up that this is launching properly. Because right now, I have no idea if this is going to work. Okay. So what I'm going to do, one other thing I'm going to double check is my sorcery folder that I have sitting around right here, which I believe I have open in another window right here, is Sorcery Logo. Where is this referred? See, here's what I was worried about. So XUI has the Sorcery Logo referred to. So XUI is inside config XUI. So let's make that real quick. Because basically, we'll take this. We'll probably rename it from sorcery to something else. But here's the actual logo. We don't need the right thing. Here's the in-game menu. And we don't need any of these. I don't think we need that last append either. Okay. Is there any other sorcery logo referencing? Here, XUI menu in config. That's a whole new folder. XUI_menu. Is that how it's spelled? Yeah. There's another XUI. And this apparently cleans up making the logo appear as well. We don't need the teaser or credits. We just need the logo. Okay, so we have XUI menu. We've gotten that, which is the window. We have XUI. Oh wait, there's actually, this is new as well. Something like that. So here's the sorcery logo. We can take credits and teaser out. Okay. And this will make the in-game menu and the logo strategy. Yeah, and so that's a great observation, Platt. As you know, that's pretty much my only way I survive. We can talk about, you know, how we make mechanics for that, especially once we get this going. Because, you know, it's a delicate balance. If you make it too easy to snare them, that can mess up the game experience. But if you can make it where you have to respect the zombies, because even if they walk slow, you can't get away easily, that's going to cause some fun. All right, so let's go ahead and get this game back into the 7 Days to Die directory. I hate how I don't have this directory anymore, even though it's referenced. Okay, so I have a synergy directory. I'm going to go ahead and paste this in, and let's see what happens when I boot. I mean, even just like a root ability, right? Like a debuff that roots you, that could be pretty deadly. You don't have to get super crazy with a death grip, but... All right, so you see in the top left, sorcery. Perfect. And we're going to call this, you know, synergy test. We're going to just get a Navigain real quick. Boot this up. I just want to see if the menu is fixed as well. I'm also going to double check for errors, because this is technically loading Sphere 2 core, synergy config. Synergy config does not contain mod info. That's fine. I didn't put it in yet. Okay, so that one's fine. Spawning failed, and that's because spawning is actually not in. We could likely just take this out. Same with progression, which I'm betting you is also erroring. My mouse went away. I think it's about to load is why. Initializing window group in-game menu. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. There's a null reference for in-game menu, which is probably here. I may not have a in-game menu reference somewhere. Probably this? No, I don't see in-game menu in there. What all refers to this? Yeah, styles has sorcery in-game menu. It's taking its sweet time to load. No, I mean, config XUI should have an in-game menu reference, which it does. And this in-game menu UI is... Oh, wait. XUI menu has the logo. And the logo. Yes. But XUI should have sorcery in-game menu, which it does, which includes version. We do have the logo texture, don't we? Oh, this is Sorcery Master. Let's go back to here. Yeah, Sorcery Logo menus right here. This is also taking a really long time to build an environment. I wonder if it's breaking right now. We're going to go ahead and delete progression and NPC. Yeah, sorcery config. We can copy this in real quick, or synergy config. Okay. What else is broken? I'm also going to write a batch file real quick, which is going to be called like copy.bat. And what I'm going to do is take my synergy path, and mods is pretty much just this. Oh, I have Randex in here still. Interesting. I'll need to remove that. In Windows, bat, delete tree. Isn't it del tree? It's RD now. So what we can do is say delete everything in mods. We can likely just copy. I'm much better at this in Linux, but so apparently xcopy can recursively copy. So xcopy mods or xcopy this, what? There. To the new destination directory, which is EH. Sure. With RD, you can try that. I think this is frozen. It's taking too long. Okay. So what I'm curious about is, will this just run? Copy. May have. Let's take Harmony out real quick and just see if this will copy it back over. What? Where did my Harmony file go? Okay, wait. We are deleting mods. Mods is gone. We're also going to go ahead and xcopy mods. Right? You'll notice mods did not get copied. Oh, it did. Ah, I got it. It is not Linux style. Isn't make dir a directory command? No. Do the copy. All. Okay, so mods is now being made. Unfortunately, is it not copying root? No, I guess mods is normally empty. We can take these out. Now 7 days to die manage is having zero harmony. So let's delete this real quick. Do another copy. Zero harmony is getting copied over now too. Perfect. It's a little gross, but you know what? It works. Let's see if the sorcery logo comes up again. It does. Mods is being loaded. Let's go ahead and start the synergy test again and see what it loads and if there's any new errors. Because I took out a lot of those configs that were partial. This is safe to ignore, apparently. There's still an instance problem with window group in-game menu. So that's something to look into. Prefab failed. Prefab quote does not exist. Okay. I am loading technically the Darkness Falls mod right now, so if this never loads, I think that's okay. But yeah, in-game menu is the part I'm focused on right now. Why does in-game menu window get a not found error? Must be missing something here. Go back to here and find out. First, we remove the in-game menu and then we insert it. This is during XUI. Yeah, we remove in-game menu and then we add it as, I guess, spawn menu? Is that right? Yes. Oh, it's after spawn menu that we add in-game menu. And then we put inside of it the sorcery in-game menu. Yeah, again, this is not loading. I'm pretty sure this is because of my DLLs I'm loading in. In fact, I might just temporarily take out mods and assembly C#. Or better yet, I'll go grab the mods and assembly from clean. There is no mods, but there is an assembly. So put that into Synergy, because I'm not worried about that yet. For now, I'm just working on getting the two menus to work. We'll see if this will at least load in game and see if it's partially working or something. Ooh, I'm getting even more errors now. Which from the looks of it, you let me scroll. Loading and parsing blocks failed. It's probably because the mod was incorrect. Now we're getting null reference spamming as the player gets created. That's a little concerning. I mean, I can always make a fresh copy and just do like the Synergy core mod to start and see if I can get this to at least vanilla boot. Let me do that. Okay, so we're going to take... We're going to kill the program. We're going to delete this. Well, try again. Yeah. All right, we're going to copy a new copy and figure out why this is considered locked. This is one area that Windows totally fucking sucks at, is file locking and not really telling you why. Like, from what I can tell, there's no directory sitting on Windows. This 7 Days to Die Synergy. Yet, somehow it's telling me access denied. You go to the resource monitor, sometimes you can go to CPU and look at handles and search for like Synergy. And sometimes it'll give you the handle name that's locking the file. But it's not super predictable. So like you can see here, this file is being touched apparently by code helper. .peek is also looking at the directory. That makes sense. I have a bunch of various stuff copying to it. Okay, refresh. What else is doing it? Explore, IL Spy. Oh, I got IL Spy opening in there too. Still locked. PowerShell? Well, that's using projects. Projects is fine. Code helper, you do not need access to this. Apparently code is also in that directory somewhere. Must be I have a file open. Okay, what else? Let's put a dash Synergy, because that should lower the list. Okay, so code still has something. And I don't mind if it kills code for this. Oh, that had it. There we go. Okay. So we have a fresh copy now of 7 Days to Die. We're going to go ahead and rename this to Synergy again. So we're nice and fresh. Nothing in this other than Randex, but that's just my mod, and we know that works fine. Okay, so let's go in here and copy just Synergy Core, because we can do that safely. Why did I lose there? And this will add in the mod info, the 2 sorcery logos, and the menu items for that. So we're nice and fresh. We're pristine. Things are happy. And now we load in and see if we get the Synergy Sorcery mod, which we do. And then let's continue on this vanilla copy. Hopefully it loads. If it doesn't load, it could be that file's corrupted, the save game, because it loaded with mods on. But we still get the in-game menu error, which is okay. It's probably something I just missed when I'm initializing. But I just want to make sure the game loads first. Yeah, see, the game loads a lot quicker. And actually, if you look at the top right, sorcery's up there now. And every time I press escape, the given key was not present in the dictionary. Isn't there a quit command? Well, it's Alt F4, right? Okay. So we're in good shape now. We're getting what we want. Sorcery in-game menu. Sorcery logo menu. Supposed to show the sorcery 7. So this is during the main menu. This is during while you're in game. I'm going to take its Y, which is -35, and make it like 135. It's going to make it a little bit more displaced. I feel like that's going to be preferred for now. Now, why is the... This seems to be working. Let's find main menu logo real quick. See, there's only one reference to this. Sorcery logo is called by XUY. Yep. It's called by that. It's called by window. And it's called by that. So the sorcery logo looks good. What about the other one that's... We don't have styles. Do you think that maybe is doing it? This is for the supporter crap, though. We don't want that. Sorcery in-game menu. See, we're missing a lot of sorcery in-game menus, but that's because of the bonuses. Is it possibly this? Let's do this real quick. Let's take this file. Let's do a quick compare. See if I maybe screwed up how I lay this out. So we have sorcery. We tell it to do this whole compatibility thing, which honestly, I might just take out because I don't think it's needed for this. Okay. We're appending to the Windows XPath. The logo, which is disabled, we're going to take that out. Then we take the Sorcery logo, which I just moved a little bit, but we know that that's functioning. Then we have the pause menu. And during the pause menu, we are displaying the Sorcery version and the logo. You know what it possibly is? I think I might screw up the append. Okay, because look, here's the window, append, right? Here's this element. They don't end the append here. So this window is part of the append. Then we have this, then we have this, then we have this, and this, and this, and all of these elements until the last append. There is an end window on the end, but I mean, that looks fine. There's something about Sorcery version, menu logo. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Maybe I fixed it just now. Let's give it a whirl. There's the sorcery remote. I'm going to actually move that over here too. Let's see if the error happens again. If it does, we know the in-game menu is going to still be broken. Didn't I take those out, the compatibility patches? There it is. Null reference. Object reference is not sent to an instance of an object. It's a little annoying they don't give you a line number on that. I hate XML loaders sometimes. We can do some trial and error checks, I guess. Like, let's take out the texture. Maybe this spawn menu thing is broken. Let's check that real quick too. So XUI calls sorcery in-game menu and it adds it to the in-game menu. Is in-game menu called often? We remove, we add, and this is during config XUI. Yeah. Okay. And yeah. Let's take this line out for a moment. And see if it magically works. Hey, I said to close. Why are you still frozen? Doesn't like it when I exit you early, does it? Let's see if that fixes the null exception error. Continue, start, hit F1. Do we get a null reference there still? If we do, we know it's the logo image that's causing the error. or it's not the logo error that's causing the error. Is it the label? Is it the entire element system? I'm not even sure anymore. Pause menu override is not working. That remove call is here. Let's try this. And let's try taking this out as well. Temporarily. All right, so this should not error, but also the in-game menu should just work fine. It's still telling me in-game menu is failing to initialize. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm doing all these edits, but I'm not doing them in the actual config. I'm doing them in my non-change directory. That makes a lot more sense. That helps. Okay, let's see if this magically works. I think I still have the menu unloaded though. No, I have it loaded. Okay. Everything is enabled. I'm still getting the in-game menu error. Annoying. But now that I know I'm getting the in-game menu error, let's take it out. You can see it displaced it on the right. So now sorcery's a little lower. Kind of debating how I'm going to lay that out in the future. I kind of like the idea of like doing synergy number. Make it like slightly transparent and just sort of splash it on there. Kind of like how alpha is. Be cool to actually put text if I can. That aside though. The mod has been disabled. And I'm pretty sure I saved it all. Yeah. So let's try it. Look at that. No errors at all. And I even get the pause menu. Perfect. So, not fully sure why the in-game menu is erroring. It could just be a compatibility reason. One thing I want to try real quick is you just make a label by using this. This is right top. What about left top? There we go. That's going to probably be 50% transparency, right justification, left top, do right top. We need some negatives. So let's do like negative 35 and like negative 10. Maybe a little bit more than negative 10, like negative 50. Let's take the logo out. I'm curious if this will just work. So what I'm working on is I just want it to show the version number in Synergy. I think it'll put it on the top right and proper. We'll see here in a second. It'll be slightly transparent. There we go. Synergy 0.1. It's on the wrong side, but that's close. All right, so we need to do a couple tweaks. Font size is not 30. We want it to be like alpha, so maybe 24. The outline's fine. I think it needs to be maybe 20. Did I say right top wrong? No. Right top. The width and height is the window. So there's like a virtual window going on here, and then this is inside of it. So if it's at right top, anchor, the height of this will be probably something like 50. The width is 200, that's fine. The position, let's make this a little higher so it's not as transparent. Justification right, uppercase, no. Let's try that. It's a little too small, but that's probably fine. It's right below Synergy, but it's on the... Don't know why it's still on the top left. That's a little odd. Is the anchor for right top not right? Let's look at Sorcery Logo and where this is referenced. This is for in-game. We're going to call this Synergy version. Right top. Okay. And it vanished. Where did it go? Did I break it? Did I name it the same thing and that didn't like it? There could be a label issue. All right, what did I break? I did tweak a few values, but synergy version is on the right top. I have synergy version label in it. We're just going to position this to 0, 0. Justify to the right. Yeah. Oops, that's not going to. I honestly should just be editing this in the file now because I keep having to redo this. Synergy. Copy it to this. Let's see if that makes it up here. There we go. So now we're on the very top right. We're very close to the same text and font and everything. They're probably using something like 24. And so I'm flush with the right side, which means the position needs to be like negative 20-ish. And the Y needs to be like negative 34. Assuming the window being repositioned will be honored. Should be. Perfect. Needs a little bit of shrinkage. It was 24. 20 was too small and 24 is too big, so 20 should be better. Look at that. I like it. I like the layout. It's clean. It's simple. Gets to the point. All right. So Synergy is now copying over proper. What about this layout data for here? Because they're different. This one's good. This one is not. Negative 250, 34. We'll do width 250, height 50, right top. Then in the label, -20, 0. Interesting, this also has a width and height. Because I don't think it is on that one. Width, oh wait, this is because it's a label. That is incorrectly named. Tool belt label. Okay. I like it. Let's see if it works in game. Cool. So it's in game. The border is not right. The outline. But it is working. See, I do have effect outline. How does the outline work? See, a lot of these show effect outline. I wonder if I can actually just see the synergy mod file. So these are just the log files. So data config XUI Windows. There's going to be something called alpha or something. HUD status bar. Let's look for all outlines in here. Or top right. Like here's the quest tracker UI. There's light properties, editor panel, editor info, in-game debug, level tools, prefab list, quest tracker. Interesting, that's all that you get in here. Because what makes the splash for I mean, arguably these all are going to have the same outline. So 30 is extremely popular. 28 is used sometimes. 26 is other times. Yeah, so it's even numbers. I'm currently at 22. Honestly, it's close enough. I don't need to worry about that border. I'm happy. All right. So let's move on to getting the DLL working, because that's the real fun part. We have I know DMT has a wiki somewhere. Let's watch an overview.
Hey guys, Al here. In this video we're going to be covering setting up old ones going forward. Hope to grab a copy, and if there's a link, open it, all it. Right, so that's done. You've got the executable here, earlier to you if to submit, and then if you've got the multiple, do that with the one. Hit a problem, have a look. We can intentionally put an error in one of these mods just so we can have a look, and there we have it. And you can see at the bottom now it's telling you which line it should be. The harmony line. See here we've got some examples of that Sphere is done, Sphere 2. View that will be I, and that's it. Game info. New option. You more patching. Your normal patch scripts. You usually have the two here. Option called iPatcher mod. So that was the SDX version, but if you do have patch and again where you mod. I'll show you.
Okay, so we need the SDX modding tools directory, which I don't know where that solution even is from. But basically, the step here is the one I need. I'd rather not do an XPath. I want to get into the DLL fun stuff. There we go. This is what I want. So let's go do this. Copy the link, put it into Synergy's README. That's under Tools. And this is the SDX modding GitHub or repo. There we go. Okay. So this new download I just grabbed. We're going to put it in tools. We'll add that to the git ignore. SDX modding dash master. Why did that not get ignored? Oh, I did SDK. Okay. In this repos, plural, you'll find a combination of tools by talented people who combine their works, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's great. So, yeah, extract it. Starting off clean. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Making a clean backup. Yep. Making a working folder. That's fine. This is part of the SDX launcher. It's built where you build the code through the SDX builder, right? Here's the part I'm curious about, right? So we have mods X script. X scripts. Right. All right. So what is this giving me? I might need to install. Yes. I have C# installed here. And I have debugger installed. So give me a solution file. The dnspy is the recommended decompiler. Sure. What they're trying to tell me is that DMT replaces SDX, and SDX. Wait. DMT has a launcher, which is this. Okay. So in theory, I can take my C drive projects, find Synergy, go to my mods folder, hit OK. Then for my game locations, I need to put my new Synergy copy. Why do I have so many edits, by the way? It's because of the 2-sphere core AI. All that crap. Okay. According to this, did this not get added? DMT does not have any mod listing and it's not set up directly. Go to the settings. Mod folder. The path should be a point where your mods exist, right? So GitHub CR2 mods, right? Game location. This is where your 7 days to 5 folder exists. Yep. Click on a gray area, blah, blah, blah. If you want to add multiple locations, click the add game. Yep. Once you've added, hit save. Then you should get all these listed. Now you get a list of every mod. Then to select all mods, click on the white by the mod name. Click again, we'll just select them all. Okay. So what this is really telling me is I may need to take my Darkness Falls mods directory, and let's copy everything but like that. And let's go put this in the Synergy mods directory real quick. Right, so we have all these mods. Why doesn't it list any of the mods? A little weird. Remember that SDX wants mods to have specific entry to tell them more about it. Maybe that's my issue. I don't even know what version I'm running. Let's check that real quick. DMT, where is your version? Like, I get it, you're made by machine elves, but I honestly don't care who it's made by. I'm caring about if I'm running the latest. Settings does not have a version. Do you at least compile your binary with a version? Or are you just like a piece of shit when it comes to a coder? Let's see. Version 1.0.0.0, which was compiled back in 2019 of 519. Okay, so we come back to here. You can see that the latest version should be 2.3.7.7.0.3. So sure, let's download this copy. Because you notice this says DMT 1.0, and this says DMT 2.3. So let's do this. Delete all of you. Extract all of you into here. Run DMT viewer. Set the mods directory. Because your browse system is not so fun, let's do here. Set my game location to here. Save. There we go. Cool. So let's add Sphere 2 core and my thing. Can I build? And we get a shitload of errors. And it's primarily because we have conflicts. So let's take out Sphere Core and hit build. Okay, it's happy. I don't know what the Scouts mod is, but let's compile that in there. Let's see what it does. Okay, so this is doing a deployment. It's copying over my data, including the sorcery logos and whatnot, and ultimately getting my target machine to be ready to go. So in theory, this will show synergy on the top, right? Assuming it loads. Nope, it crashes my game. Okay, well, let's take out the Scouts mod. Let's build. Let's hit play. And let's just see if it works with just a Harmony edit. And all I have is XML stuff. So the mod should be just empty. There shouldn't be anything in it. There we go. It's working. Cool. Okay. Let's try this menu music mod. Let's see if this actually will build properly. Okay, let's hit play. Success. Okay, we're on the right track now. Cool. Increases FOV size. Allows 3 more tool slots. Okay, I like that. Let's see if we can get that to work in game. I don't know though if I'm going to need additional UI edits or anything, but let's try it. Let's see if we can get extra tool slots to work with this compile. That works. Now, if we go to controls, we only get 10. At least by hotkey. Let's start the game up and see if we get an extra tool slot or whatever. In fact, let's look at extra tool slots while that compiles. Allows more than 3 tool slots. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that right? Like as far as it being modded? I thought 10's normal. Oops, I didn't hit build. Close you. Hit build. All right, so we took out extra tool slots. Let's hit play. Let's see if it just works. I'm pretty sure 10's normal though. Yeah, there's always 10. So I don't think that worked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So harmony is here. But I mean, we got this working. Okay. So let's make like larger backpacks work, for example. That's a mod for Darkness Falls. He probably is coding that into the core. And because he's hard coding them, I don't know if we can actually use what he's written. I don't think he's released it. Well, let's look at mods, tool, mods. Yeah, we're not going to bother with that. Don't need any of this. Okay. Let's go find a backpack mod. Yeah, because generally speaking, I love all the bigger backpack crap.
And there's a stupid long neck crafting cube. So we'll call it that. Doesn't really. No, that's worked. There's the bigger backpacks.
I guess the 10 slaughter is not normal. Because that's only an 8 slaughter. All right, so bigger backpacks. Let's just do this. Let's grab all of these cool little mods. Like the 13 slot forward. Finder. No. Synergy, mods. We're going to take these out. We'll keep extra tool slots because I think that's working. Okay. I want the 96 slot one. Moves the buttons to the left of the window so sword is where it used to be, and uses custom icons rather than the ones arrive at the fun pen. Lockable inventory slot. Pickable plants. Max zombies. I like the max zombies one. Always open. I like that one. Okay. So let's refresh the mods. We're going to add in... Wait, I don't want the 60 slot. I want the 96. BGGM. I guess he just hadn't worded it right. 3-slot forge input. Extra tool slots. Menu options are good. Always open traders. See if this all builds. Looks like it is. Let's press play. Man, it's midnight. That loaded quick. And let's see if the game loads. I just added a crap load of quick little edits at least. The big one now is I need to add a new mod. Make sure I can learn how to do that proper. And let's just make it where, you know, on the start of the game, it just sends a message. Something real simple to begin. Because we can turn that into an AI thing later. Cool. We're in game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Inventory is huge. There's actually an overlap issue. I might want to go for 60. The queue didn't work. I wanted the bigger crafting queue. It's a good question. I feel... Let's go for 60. Oops, I should have went and checked the other things too, but that's all right. 96 BBM. Let's take that out. And let's put 60 instead. Okay. BBM to synergy mods. What is that? That was the extra crafting queue. Perfect. Must have missed this one. refresh. All right, so we want those two to be built. Let's play. We should have double checked that the mod thing works. I don't really care about the bigger blood moons. I don't plan to use that. All right. Yeah, that's much better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then we got a 12Q. That alone is just a super nice quality of life. Wow. Why is this giving me so much crap? Like, what is the chance of getting that much just from a single zombie kill? It woke up over here? Interesting. Ooh, I almost fell into that. But yeah, it's working great. The crafting works good. Let's do a DM and CM. Press U, go to like a forge. Make one real quick. Now we get a bigger queue in the forge or something. I think. I forget actually, but that looks solid. I'm actually perfectly fine with the native UI. I don't need all the craziness from custom mods. Synergy looks good. I will be hacking all of the skills though. If I hack all the skills and I write the new zombie AI, that alone for me is going to be enough to start Synergy for its first version. All of this stuff is just nice, ease of use stuff. So, let's get back to adding a custom hello world. Hello world SDX. No. Man, this is all horrible examples. So you can see here like harmony in each of these mods is like, I don't think I need Sphere 2. Like a lot of these are actually just mods. texture tool slots has a Harmony edit, right? It's the DLL that's pre-built. How do I write my own Harmony DLLs? I got mentioned on something. Where is 7 days? I'm not part of 7 Days to Die. Thought I was, but apparently I was not. All right, so we're back into 7 Days to Die. Let's go to the modding. I need to find like Day of the Dead and it's like raw source. Because the current issue I have right now is they aren't actually giving us any core files. I'm always just getting... All right, so like Harmony Init, for example, is exposed as well as the DL or the PDB. So what it looks like, yeah. Okay. Well, let's have some fun here. Let's see if I can make this work. So inside of Synergy Core, we're going to make a Harmony folder. Inside of Harmony, we're going to make a EAI folder. No, we're not going to start with EII. We're going to start with like a chat system, which don't know where chat is. Player features. Player move controller. No. NPC features. So we have these classes with a static bool inside of them. Each class then has data arguments that are passed over to it. Hmm. Man, what's like an easy, quick, simple thing to add that I could easily verify? I want to like tap into Harmony chat. Because it looks like Sphere 2 core might be good to add. Because that's going to compile all this junk. So let's try that real quick. Will it let me build this? No. Okay, why not? The name Sphere Cache does not exist in the current context. Harmony init is calling Sphere Cache, but Sphere Cache does not exist. What is Sphere Cache? Sphere Cache should be included. For some reason, Sphere Cache is not. Let's take this out. Configuration does not exist. I must be missing something critical here. Sphere 2 core. The no exception hijack's nice. Wonder if darkness is going to reference Sphere 2 ever. So they do collab. He's currently removed from spawning, and I know Sphere Cache rerun on the AI, so it's not worth it. They may return as A20. Okay. In other words, he does not use Sphere 2 core anymore. Which, that's fine. I'm going to take it out. It's not worth my time. And this should make it compile. I'm still going to be inspired by Sphere 2 core. And I would love to find a chat integration real quick here. So let's take Synergy core. We have a Harmony folder. Let's figure out if we can am I getting a bot question? I'm not a bot. Okay. So let's get back to how do we make like a single mod here? They're using a CS project, which apparently references the Managed Zero Harmony DLL, including the assembly, first pass, and DMT, plus in control. I kind of like this project. It's been 13 months since a lot of this has been touched, though. But Harmony is actually compiled with this as well. Interesting. Okay. Let's do a quick and easy Harmony patch and see if we can get it to work. So we're going to add a Harmony init.cs. And all we're going to do is on start, we're going to say, hello world. Or how about loading patch? And on open, we're not even going to bother with the clear cache. Okay, that's all we're adding. Let's build and see if it works. Because in theory, what this will do, it succeeded, is we're going to be having a loading patch message on the Synergy core DLL, which I think gets included. Let's see. Synergy core, it compiles all this stuff. Compiling Harmony mod. And then I think it copies it in the end. We can figure this out though. Because we get a debug log here, right? Loading patch. We're going to say loading Synergy patch. Okay. We're going to play and see if we can find that in the log file. Because in theory, if we can, we know that things are working as intended. Let's try app data, 7 days to die, player, it's probably under fun pimps, which is not in roaming. It's in local fun pimps. There. Just give it in code for me. There we go. So what did I call it? I called it Synergy core. So it is finding the DLLs. There we go. Loading Synergy core patch. So as far as I can tell, this is now modded. And it's calling this code here. This is with the Sphere core in it, but we don't need to do Sphere core in it. We want to do this with the Synergy core in it. Wahaha. So let's exit out. Let's go ahead and rebuild. I don't think these namespaces and classes have any sort of semblance because it just uses reflection and calls whatever it is called. So we'll reload the game. While the game reloads, we can go back to the player log, and Synergy core init is now being loaded. Perfect. All right. So we are on the right track. Now, the question is, let's take dot peak again. I actually wrote notes on this on my to-do. No. Thought I wrote it on my to-do. Did I never commit that? Here. Cool. So, walk slower and prefers linear. Okay. EI approach and attack target has a find path call inside a start and update when is target E just set. Okay, so what we can do is let's look at this assembly. We're going to go to the EAI code, which if you recall, there was an example of it being used in here, EAI target, right? So Harmony EAI, okay, Synergy Core Harmony EAI. And inside of here is a EAI target.cs. And in this use case, we use Sphere 2, but for ours, we're going to change this naming convention and also how these hooks happen. So let's find this EAI on EAI. I think it's actually not part of, there we go. EAI approach and attack target. So you can see this is part of EAI base, and there is a function called EAI attack target. In our code, they have an EAI target check, which is part of EAI target. EAI target is this function. This has an abstract class called EAI target. This has a public class called EAI target and attack approach. Okay. And what override is it doing with this function? It's doing a postfix. So basically the main function gets called, and then after the function gets called, this code gets returned. Really hate the double underscore syntax. That's so ugly. But this is where he's doing all of his function calls. Now, granted, none of this is really being loaded right now. And it's primarily because I need to figure out what extension. I probably would need a solution file to make this all load. But that aside, let's go ahead and get a target approach hack in real quick. Their harmony patching check in EAI target. Is there a check function in here? No. So how does check work? Is this a declaration? Entity alive, write and read. Entity move helper, stop, dig start. Okay, so this looks like a function name. Let's see if dig start can be called. Yeah, see. We go back to here. Entity move helper is the class. Entity move helper is the class. It has a function called dig start, which is here. This has a prefix system where it's basically seeing if the entity is a human, and if it is, then it returns false. So in our case, you got the prefixes, you got the postfixes. Got it. I think I understand this now. So what we're going to need to do, let's go back to our EAI target, and we're going to hack the EAI approach and attack target function. which is a class, right? And when does it do a pathfinding again? It's called find path. So in here, let's look for find path. Okay, so find path is called during start. And it only does so if the target to eat is found. We don't need to override it because that makes sense. If the targets to eat is found, like at the beginning, we don't need to necessarily do this. Now, during the update loop, this is the code that likely needs to be adjusted, which is a huge chunk of code, but let's start figuring out how we're going to code this. Okay, so this is the EAI approach and attack target CS file. And inside of this, there is a update patch. And that patch is going to be basically Symphony or Synergy EAI approach and attack target update. Right? And inside of this function, we're going to have a prefix. Yeah. This function normally has no return data. We need to make sure that check, because I don't think these three instances are normally referred to. I got to verify that. How does this work? Okay, you just pass no variables. That makes sense. Interesting though, if it doesn't have, yeah, you just return a static bool. Does this need to be public? Why does it not? I don't know. Okay, so we got this function. Prefix. Isn't that interesting that some are capitalized and some are not? But that aside. Let's get back to here. We probably won't need system diagnostics. All right. So let's take this out. We now have a class. We're going to have a prefix call in here. All of this can go away. All right. So every update, this call is going to be called before the true update is called. And what we're going to do with it is essentially the equivalent of all of this code. What we're going to check is how does is target to eat called? Like, when is this set? During the start? And that's it? That doesn't sound right. There must be another function that calls this. But namely the find path portion. Let's see where we can hike into that. All right, so find path is going to be calling this function. Chase return location. This is during the is going home function check. This is how it returns back to its base when it's a sleeper. What other have find path? Okay, so here is a path calculation function. This is during a non-eating event. If the entity has limbs, then rotate and do an attack. and do the eat player attack. And if it's not eating, we start doing a calculation if there's no instance found. Find a path. Get move to location. Set move to. What is flag? Target XZ distance squared. The number of 1 and the number of 2 less than 1. So it's a distance check. Get target distance squared. Okay. So get target distance squared. This is where I could potentially hack it. Get move to location. You know what I'm going to just go ahead and do just to begin, because this is going to be a little difficult for like a first run. I'm going to go back to this, change this to start, and just put a debug log start called for Synergy Core on entity, and then we got to give an entity name, which don't know all the properties inside of an entity, but I imagine entity ID is called in here somewhere. Yeah, the entity entity ID. I don't know what version of log, but we can just do a string append, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's see if this builds. Because if it does, we can go in game and see if that message ever appears whenever an NPC is spawned. Okay, why do we have an error? The entity does not exist in the current context. Interesting. Why would the entity not exist? The entity is called everywhere. Start calls it the entity. Maybe it has a namespace issue. Maybe it doesn't understand what this is because I'm in a prefix and I'm a static function. Let's see if it works with that. No. This is not a valid in a static property. Yeah. So how do I know my instance name? So like dig start has an entity alive property. How does dig start get called again? Yeah, see, private void dig start has a prefix, but it's entity alive. Entity alive is... Where's entity alive declared? Entity alive is a property. Interesting. Try underscore underscore entity. I could definitely try that real quick. But no, I mean entity underscore underscore entity is just whatever entity alive is. Here we go. EAI target is a underscore instance, and you can, I guess, pass that. Let's try this real quick. I hate the naming convention with the underscores. I get that it's a convention, but let's try this. EA target may be wrong. It's probably going to need to be something like that, maybe. Let's try it. So basically, the class is just the class name, my synergy core prefix, and then the word tweaks. Then we have the patch for this class on this method of start. We write this function as an override. And inside of it, we have a prefix hook before the function gets called. And why does this not like it? It's because not all code paths return a value. That's right. Return, how about oh yeah, let's just return true. Let's see if this actually compiles. And if it compiles, we'll probably crash in game. But if we don't crash, the question is, do we get the entity ID echoed out to debug log? And if we do, then we're in like Flynn. I'm still kind of debating how I'm going to write code that basically, what I want to do is see like, okay, there's the player. What block supports that player? Especially if the player has a z-axis that's higher or lower, or I guess it's y potentially, that's higher or lower than me. Okay, we have a crash. Player is not loading. We're getting null exceptions. We're getting crashes galore. All right, so here we go. We're booting in, input initialize. We're loading the DLL. We're getting the various DLL bindings. We immediately get undefined target method for path method static boolean start prefix result. So it's using reflection and it's not finding this. Path patching exception and method is null. And at this point, it's just going into crap mode. So let's close it and let's review this. What can we do to fix this? For the time being, I'm not going to echo out the name. And they do have 0 through numbers as far as for string formatting. Okay. So in other words, let's take this function. We'll comment this out. We'll make it a bool function prefix and just do this. And have no... like that. And let's build. Play. And let's see if we at least get that message, especially once we are in game. Okay, so we got farther. I think it was loading. No, it was loading last time that it crashed. Player. And we still get a crash. Interesting LF. Undefined target method for patch method start. I wonder if the Boolean part is also a problem. Interesting. Because I thought the Boolean is how you say success or failure on hooking and like, you know, continuing the code chain. What did this say? Returns void. Oh, it's because I still have true. Okay. Yeah, for the time being, I'm just trying to see if I can get this to load. Baby steps. Well, it looks like we still have an error. Undefined target method. It cannot find EAI approach and attack target start to hook to. Interesting. I mean, it's right here. EA approach and attack target. Start exists. Let's see if start is ever used anywhere else. I am the only person that ever uses start. What about update? No? What methods are actually hooked to? That's interesting. On open, check, and start are the only functions that are actually included. That feels suspect. Because like, look, this one has read. Why did read not go in my search? Let's just do harmony patch, actually. Is it just searching open files only? What's going on here? Like, is my search screwed up? There we go. That was weird. I think it was a localized, like, open file search. Yeah, that's interesting. So, like, here's an update hook, right? Let's compare this real quick. So, faction versus this. So, we call it tweaks. We call... oh, is it case sensitive? Is that what's going on here? Because look, update is actually capitalized. That would make sense. Okay, let's go back to the player log. And we're doing better. We succeeded. Okay, so all of this is going to do at this point. Why can't I see tabs to the left? Okay. Is we're going to get a start called. So let's just see if we can get this to load. And get the player start called is what we're looking for. I think that's the keyword, right? Yeah, start called for Synergy Core. Does this ever occur in player? If it doesn't, this isn't working, right? What are we doing right now? We are not in game yet. Okay, respawn almost done. No call so far. Let's do a CMDM F7 or is it F6? There we go. And spawn like a boar or I don't know, a zombie. Give me a zombie. Arlene. No event was hooked. Start called for synergies on entity. Nice. So we hooked. Only called once on the start of AI. Pretty sure if I lose her, that was a new NPC doing it. You can see there, it's doing the calls. Cool. So we have success, which is actually really cool that we just got that to work, because we can totally now hack how the mob's AI is going to work. And now that I know how to do it, I can really get crazy. So we have start. The next question is, can we add these methods back in? Let's try that. The arguments don't match one-to-one to what the actual function does. But I mean, if it succeeds, these arguments are basically injected in on my function, even if they aren't existing. And it needs to exist because of static. I have no instance reference, right? I'm in a globally scoped function, and I have no way to know who called me, what my invocation chain is. So if this works, if it does not, which doesn't seem like it is, let's see. Yeah, we're getting nil reference stuff. And where's the fail? All right. Parameter result is not found on method virtual void start. Well, yeah, it doesn't exist because we don't have it. You know, we have that update call. We also have some inits in here. Where is that update call? So it looks like the type can be passed as an argument. Let's just try doing that. And then we don't worry about result. We kill this client because it's frozen. And we build. So basically, to pass an instance, you just redeclare the class name and put the word instance potentially. Let's see if this works. Player log. We already have an error. What is the error? Parameter instance not found in the virtual system void function start. Do you think it's the prefix that is the error? Let's see if we can find a function call. Like here's a postfix. Here's a prefix. So here's the prefix call for update. And notice, maybe it requires instance to be declared that way. Let's try that. All right, get back to player log. Looking better. Wow, it worked. Okay. So in other words, there's some sort of reserved harmony, blah, 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 where underscore underscore instance is a required naming convention for the instance name. and it will not pass that argument unless you specifically declare it as such, which probably means result is also underscore underscore result to allow me to block the code in their prefix, assuming we aren't crashing right now, which we might be. Oh, we succeeded. All right, so all we need to do is DM, yeah, F6, spawn a NPC, let her aggro, 201, 172, perfect, it worked. So these NPCs now are going to use code that I've injected. Nice. Okay. Let's now create a true-false system. Which looks like if we call the function with a bool, what I'm going to actually do is this. If the value of the NPC is divisible by 2, then return false. Otherwise, return true. So even number entities are going to fail, but odd numbers are going to succeed. And because this is the start call, actually, this is just the start call. This is not enough to like hack AI. What I need to do, yeah, Zergling, I haven't changed my settings at all. I got to do this on update as well. So we're going to take the same patch and we're going to do an update call. We're going to take out this reference and do that. And in theory, what is going to happen is some of the zombies won't actually be able to generate aggro hate anymore. Like they'll not be able to approach and attack the target. They're going to be like derp mode. What did I mess up? Already defines a member. Oh, I didn't change the update. There we go. Let's see if this compiles now. Success. So yeah, uneven NPCs for their entry IDs should run as normal. Even number ones should be blocked from their update call ever calling to do like AI updates. So they're just going to derp. They'll never aggro if everything's working properly. We'll see here shortly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's loading fine. I'm just impatient. All right. So this guy's this even number, and he's running towards me. This is an even number. He's running towards me. I need an odd number zombie. Though actually, I thought even numbers were part of it. That's interesting. He re-aggros. Must have been yeah, I got too far away, I guess. Let's go in here. Sleeper zombies spawn. The chicken never aggroes. Oh, here's a crawler. Let's see if he's odd number. He is an odd number, but he is still pathing to me. Interesting. That should not happen. Let's play with more zombies then. Okay, Feral Mo is 202. Here's another one. He's also even. Come on, give me an odd number one. That's odd, and she is totally honoring movement logic. Huh. There must be something in the code. Messed up still. Or the return gate is not proper. Like this return true and false is not actually being honored. Let's do this. Static bool prefix. Search for it. So you can see here, this has trues. Are there any falses? Yeah, right here. Interesting. In theory, this should be working fine. So, next, let's try to figure out if there's anything like the find path code. Maybe I'm having something. The entity alive calls find path. Well, that's where the functions to collect. There's the find path finding for entities. Drones. ASP Pathfinder, this is called by the Pathfinder system. Yeah. There's a chance this code is not the exclusive way NPCs find. Because we have start, which you can do the find. It has update, which will also do the find, especially going home. There is the target find. Update path as a find. Which is called every tick update. This is for approaching distractions. Then they have an AI to approach a spot when you make a sound. What I really just want to do is like destroy area. I want this code to be leveraged heavily by construction workers. Which I don't know how destroy area works. All right, this state equals find path. We do, but I'm not doing models yet. I'm just going to focus on AI hacks for now. EAI destroy area. If move helper can break block. Well, otherwise, set the attack target to whoever the attack target. Otherwise, the fool is look for if he is an unreachable side and is destroy area try unreachable. So I wonder if this is unreachable side. It could be like permaflagged for me. Is unreachable side is during this call. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try this. We're going to override. Yeah, I recognize the Hitler dual-wielding Wolfenstein thing. It's not just from Castle Wolfenstein. I think even Wolfenstein 3D had that. Has he coded in more honey drops yet? I have not. That was a Dave the Dead mod problem, I think. They just had fun with that. So let's do a new hack. We can just copy this class real quick. We're going to call this EII destroy area. What we're going to do is override the calculate if unreachable position in this EAI. What is this class? Are there multiple classes defined in here or what's going on? Let's see. Yeah, this is entity move helper. Is that right? Public class, entity move helper. I think is what this entire thing has in it. So doom that, then put this here. And in its prefix, we're going to return false. No. We want the if the calc code here to always say is unreachable side. Which, where all does this get declared anyways? Hey, why can't I search? Control F. There. Is unreachable side and is unreachable side jump. I'm going to go ahead and okay. Correct. Oh, well, okay, hold up. I got to read what you guys are saying. Sorry, I've been. Whoa, okay. That's a weirdly specific constant, 2.20000. Correction, the Android one has 4 chain stones. Oh. Wolf 3D is what I was thinking of. Apparently the chat doesn't like me referencing the big bad guy of Wolf 3D. That's why I called him Halter. Yeah, it's interesting that it has a ban system. Okay, so every reference of this is now going to become underscore instance. And we're going to basically rewrite this code. But the difference is that the jump code is always going to be set to false and false. And then we're going to always return false. Okay. In this code, I'm not going to do any of this weird stuff anymore. I'm just going to always return true. And let's rebuild and see if this builds. There is a zombie that actually jumps pretty high. I don't know about 50 feet, but I mean, that's actually modifiable with XML. Oh, I have a class name collision. We got to call this. Let's see if we get this right. Perfect. Okay. So what we're doing is I'm trying to teach them to basically hit everything. Let's see if I can get this to work. Zombies that can jump. Okay, could make a zombie that makes you hate life. Jumps to attack you. Explodes when you kill him, etc. Quake spawn. So the explosion thing is that the zombie cops do that. And then the jumps to attack you is the spider zombie. I'll spawn too, as you guys can see them. I don't know if you've actually ever experienced all the zombies in this game before. There's actually quite a few interesting ones. I don't like explosions just in general because they're just very trolly. I have no idea if this code even works. Let's do this. Let's make DMCM and God mode. And let's spawn some rocks. Oh wait, these are bad rocks. So I'm up here, guys. Are you gonna come hit me? How are you gonna hit me? They're just gonna walk up. Okay. Let's make blocks. Turn off fly mode too. See, they jump fine. Huh. Talking about the weird zombies, here's the zombie spider. Come here. He's just ignoring me. Let's give him a gun. Pistol. Interesting. They did a good job there. This is what this guy does. See? He jumps at you. Are there zombies that fire guns? Unfortunately, the closest you get to that is the cop. What the cops will do is they spit. Like that. Also, when they get low health, they start running and go and break down trees and stuff. But yeah, my hack isn't working so well. Spawn 25 cops. Twice. Okay, wait. I want them to get low health. Like that. And he's gonna go kaboom. You ready for this? And now they're gonna kaboom. And then these guys are gonna kaboom. And then these guys are gonna kaboom. And then this guy's gonna kaboom. That was amusing, right? Oh shit, I'm not in God mode. Or I'm dying without God mode? Notice though that they're like beating the crap out of stuff. Also, why am I dying? I'm supposed to be God mode. But notice, I think they're just beating the crap out of shit as they come. I wonder if that's because of the poison, or... Jesus. I'm curious, if we go inside the house, are they just going to break down everything? Or is it just, I think it's the spit that's causing everything to break. Uh-oh. We'll just fly away. There's a little military base. So, I think something might be different. It's kind of hard to tell. They're all deciding the fastest way up there is to attack over here. Which isn't off. He jumped on a dog. But I mean, this looks pretty normal AI-wise. I need to see if I can make this work better. Because what I'm trying to do is make it where the unreachable boss call is like always true, and then it just starts going into destroy mode. But it's just not working like I want it to. Like I want destroy area to be like aggressive. I don't even know if there's an AI thing that does that. Ah, look at this. There is an AI task system. I could potentially use this destroy AI task and prioritize it so that there's a new zombie template. And basically he will always just go destroy shit. And then I don't have to even do a mod. Like, I don't care if he's to territorial or distractions or anything like that. He literally just destroys the fucking area. I think that sounds great. I don't know what break block, though, is, or what the difference is. And according to this, leap is the highest priority for zombie spiders. Makes sense. They always want to leap first. Then they break blocks, then they destroy areas. Where most things are break block, potentially destroy area, Oh, the cops actually don't destroy the area. Interesting. Set target as if hurt. Interesting. Set target as if hurt. Block if condition animal alert equals 0. Interesting. Set target as if hurt. So let's do this. I'm going to turn... I need to write a mod though. I'm going to probably work on this later, but what I want to do is now use AI task to write the destroy area code and make construction workers just destroy area. So then their AI is going to be all freaking crazy. Because what they're going to just start doing is the moment you aggro them, they're going to basically ignore you and just prioritize killing everything, hopefully. That's what I want to see happen. That would be amazing. What I want to do with these guys, by the way, if I can write it, is make all the military zombies attract other zombies and have them group up naturally. So then, like, if there's a zombie over here... Ugh. The other zombies will be attracted to him. Come here, boys. You missed it. You're supposed to blow up. Here's what you need to have. Where's my mind? Whee! Here it goes. Kaboom! Does dynamite give me a crap load of levels, apparently, if you blow up stuff? It's because it was a bazillion cops, and cops give good experience. Twitch is a funny guy. Can't say the H word, but blowing up hundreds of cops just because. No problem. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to tweak the AI. I'm going to start working on a new class quest system. And really, that's all I want for my initial mod of this. That should be a lot of fun alone, I think. Probably if I add more skills as well, that'd be cool. Anyways, I'm going to stop for now. It's getting a little late. It's 1 in the morning. So thanks for watching. Hope you had fun. We succeeded. We have some caveats that we got to figure out, but overall, I consider this a success. So, sweet. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Take care.